So, as of January 31st, 2020, Pirate101 Revival Week is officially over. Now, obviously, I participated in this. Creators such as myself, Fairy Queens, Formal Phantom, and the Craft Box all participated, and the event was largely a success, as you can see by the people sitting right over there. Myself, over 1,000 people showed up to my 3 streams in total, and let me tell you, the numbers were much higher for the larger content creators. Avery, a realm that's been sitting on perfect for 2 to 3 years plus, managed to fill up completely during the event, which again has not happened in a very long time. Many people started new pirates that day, beginning a new adventure through the spiral, this time with guns, boats, swords, and companions rather than wands, pets, and spells in Wizard 101. I myself started a new pirate, a musketeer, and have gone through the first 2 worlds of the game since, and let me tell you, it was a fun experience. Not only interacting with others, starting the game, and helping me through it, but the gameplay itself was just generally fun. But that's enough about Pirate101 Revival Week. You clicked on this video asking, you know, why should I play Pirate101 in 2020? Should I play it to begin with? You know, that's a good question, and that's what I'm going to get into today. So, for the introduction. Pirate101 is a pirate-themed, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG, which is a game style that is generally defined by its large amount of characters, a leveling up system usually going along with stats, and of course, it being online with other players. It was created by KingsIsle Entertainment, Pirate101 that is, and released in 2012. A sister game to Wizard 101 set in the same universe, players assume the role of heroic pirates who set out in search of treasures of the spiral. Players can undertake quests, sail ships, befriend companions, and battle enemies in a turn-based combat system similar to board games. But it's enough introduction. I'm going to get into the specifics today of exactly what Pirate101 is, the different systems in Pirate101, and why it is worth playing in general. So, the main game. The pirate wakes up on a ship being attacked by unknown enemies, surrounded by a jolly-looking man known as Boochbeard and his monkey companion Gandry. Immediately, you are thrown into character creation, able to customize your character, your name, your appearance, and along with that, a flag that will be as a kind of figurehead to your ship. And also, the flag colors dictate the colors of your companion, as you can see here.
Yes, Captain.
You can see this is a black, white, and like a light blue color scheme, which definitely any color scheme looks nice. Different backstories for your character can lead to different classes, companions, and playstyles for your character that you can kind of mix and match with for different outcomes. After escaping the ship, you land on Skull Island with the instructions to talk to Captain Avery and possibly get a ship to find treasure throughout the spiral. That's it for the main game, and now we're going to move on to the different features. There are 5 separate classes in Pirate101, with each having a different benefit and drawback. Swashbucklers are the heavy hitters, doing significant amounts of damage and storming the field with fast blades and versatile movements. They have some minor spells such as poison and, don't worry about that. Sorry, going off script here. And also stealth abilities that lead to them doing more damage. Buccaneers are also significantly heavy hitters, but as opposed to swashbucklers who have a lot of movement and versatility to them, Buccaneers are more tanky, have a lot of health and resistance, and can take much more of a hit than swashbucklers. The Musketeer is a long-ranged fighter, wielding guns that affect enemies from afar, but are also proficient... Sorry, give me a second. I'm not used to narrating videos. Give me a second. But are also proficient in trapping the enemies through whether it be like bear traps type things or blockades that prevent enemies from moving as effectively. The Privateer is beneficial for any party to have, as they have significant bonuses in regards to damage that they can give their allies, along with healing them, which can be obviously incredibly important to any, party questing through the game. Finally is the Witch Doctor, who can sap health from the enemies, along with being a decent ranged fighter. Any of these classes are a good choice. There is no specific one you would want to choose. They all have their pros and cons, and will serve you well throughout the entire game. Ships and ship combat are probably one of the largest part of the games altogether. You get your first ship in Pirate 101 around level 5, and ship combat itself is an incredibly fun and interactive experience. Along with your main level and experience, you have a nautical level that has XP as well. That dictates what different types of ships you can use. You can see here that I need to be level 48 in regards to nautical level to be able to use this ship, along with certain ship parts that require nautical level as well. Ship combat's rather simple, with it being classic MMO button press style. As you can see here at the bottom right, there are 4. You can press 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is very, very classic MMO style, but along with that, your ship, as you can see, auto attacks the enemy and does some damage to them on its own. A forewarning before you get into Pirate 101, however, that is really important for anyone going into the game, is that ship travel is incredibly frequent, as you'd imagine in a pirate game, and hours of your time going through the story will be spent traveling from place to place throughout the game. Now, if you stick around after that, there's obviously many systems that obviously go along with that are incredibly fun and make it worth it, trust me. Throughout the entire game, the pirate befriends characters and even enemies that they sometimes come across that they can recruit to their pirate crew. Each companion has damage and abilities that they can use, and while I'll not go over the best setup for each companion in this video because that would take literally hours, I'd recommend finding in-game through trial and error what types of companions you'd like to use and how you would like to set them up. Your companions will be able to be promoted after talking to them in any tavern cellar in the game, giving them new epic talents along with an upgraded appearance. These, as you can see, are the companions on my higher level character. And you can see this is not all of their original appearances because I have upgraded them throughout the game. One of the best part about the companion systems is the ability to use them in combat, which I will show you now. Combat in this game is rather self-explanatory, yet can be incredibly entertaining just from a gameplay perspective. If you're coming from Wizard 101, it'll likely be a nice break from the rather bland and repetitive combat of picking up blades, putting them on your character, and trapping the enemy and then hitting them, and especially the fact that it's a card-based system there. The field is set up, as you can see, in a checkerboard pattern. You'll be able to move from square to square, as you can see here, to get closer to the enemy or possibly retreat from the enemies. On the bottom of your screen is the different abilities that you and your companion can use. As you can see, they have different effects that are potentially useful. And on the right side of the screen, you can see doubloons, which have different special effects, which can be incredibly useful in battle. You can discard them with a right click, same with abilities, I believe. Yep, same with abilities. And that can be effective if you can't find exactly what you're looking for. Different classes have different movement ranges and attacks, as discussed in the class section, and combat is largely dictated by the different type of class that you and your companion has. As you saw, after selecting your movement attacks, the done button is at the bottom right and will confirm your selections and continue the round. As you can see here, there's different abilities. Some have different ranges, such as this right here. As you see, I dropped a bomb on them and absolutely blew them up. They're dead now. And after combat, one of the favorite things is there is obviously the treasure that you can get from defeating the enemy. You walk up to it and you open it up and you get gold. This is after every single thing, and it's actually kind of fun. You know, it feels like you've actually looted the enemy. The final system in this game, and one that I believe goes largely ignored by some people, and it's something that not everyone looks for in an MMO, is the storyline. I believe that the Pirate 101 storyline is incredibly rich and interesting. And while I'll not go into incredible detail on it because I don't want to, spoil anything, trust me when I say there's a lot of twists and turns and different aspects of it that makes it dynamic and an interesting story. There are hundreds of hours of story in this game, and stopping to listen to it is not a mistake. I think that In some games, story can be boring, long, and you just want to skip it and get to combat. This is a game where the story actually is worth listening to, and trust me when I say that. There's plenty of it. You don't have to listen to all of it, but I implore you to at least give it a chance and listen to what the developers have come up with in this fantastic story. So, ultimately, that's the different points of the game. What are my thoughts on Pirate 101, and should you play it? Yes, while it can seem expensive at first, because it does cost $10 a month, that $10 can get you hundreds of hours of content and game that most AAA titles nowadays would not get you. Those same AAA titles cost $60 to $100 and have maybe at most, say, 50 hours of gameplay and story. And then you just need to replay them over and over again. This game has definitely well over 100 hours, and you can definitely complete that 100 hours in 1 month if you wanted to, which means realistically for $10 you can get double or even triple of most of the games nowadays that cost 6 times the price. Whether it be the fun combat system, the ships and sailing, the deep and rich story, or simply wanting a game to play with friends, this game is truly able to satisfy many needs. Many are wary since the game hasn't been updated in a few years, and KingsIsle seems to be ignoring it for Wizard101, but trust me, that will change. It is already changing, and in the future, we're definitely going to get more updates for Pirate101. Even if it does not, and there's no more updates, I at least recommend trying the game. That's it for this video. I know it's different than usual. I don't usually do scripted videos, but I thought that it was important because my Pirate101 in 2020 video didn't have much effort put into it, and now that Pirate is reviving itself, it's prevalent in more ways than one. So that's it for today's video. Drop a like and hit the sub button if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day.